Hurry, hurry. Welcome everybody to the Radical Self-Love Play Shop with me, Sage, the Prosperous Goddess, and I'm delighted to be here with all of you. And we're going to be singing, we're going to be meditating, we're going to have a channeled message, we're going to be talking about how self-love is the key. It's like the #1 skill that all of us, like every human being ever incarnated, ever, needs to go deeper with, needs to go higher with, right? And there are different levels and layers to this. So hopefully you're farther along on that self-love path than you were a year ago or 10 or 20 years ago. And I guarantee that there's more. There's lots more. So I'm going to invite you guys to grab a cup of tea or kombucha or whatever your beverage of choice is, because this is like a party here. So think of this as getting a really delicious taste for self-love and immersing. And I have a question for you guys in the chat. We're going to be chatting too, so this is really interactive, where there's no lurking and hiding here. We're all just really jumping in together. One question I have for you guys is, what do you think would really happen for you if you really deeply loved yourself more? It's a really good question, right? What would change? What would change within you? What would change in your life? So what would change? Go ahead and chat that in the chat. And I'm going to say hi to everybody here. So the question is, what would happen for you in your life if you really deeply, radically loved yourself more? And there's no wrong answer, right? So really tune into that. And we're going to be tuning into that throughout our whole time here today. We'll probably be here about an hour, maybe 75 minutes, maybe 90 minutes, depending how long we need to go. We go with the divine flow, right? And depending on how many questions you guys have. So first of all, I want to invite you to give yourself a big hug. So give yourself a ginormous hug. And I'm going to actually switch that to gallery view because I want to see all of your gorgeous hugs. That means you. Yay! I see you giving yourself that hug. Turn the video on so we can see you. Come out and play. So Michelle says, I wouldn't settle for the kinds of things I've settled for so far. That is so true, right? And I'm curious if that settling, is it about relationships? Is it about places to live? Is it about family situations, or more like love, or jobs? Maybe all of the above. I know that for me, that would have been all of the above for sure. And Debbie says, I would have more purpose. And that's so important, right? What's more important than really feeling like you're living your purpose? You're really doing what you came here on planet Earth to do, and you're making the unique difference that you came here to make, and you're loving your work. So your work doesn't feel like work, it feels like love in action, you know? I feel that's one reason I'm so passionate about helping women, especially live their purpose, because I feel that so strongly. So thank you, Debbie, for sharing that. Mimi says, not sure. Okay. All things, Therese says, all things would flow easily, right? More flow. Exactly. So that sense, you know, we know when we're in that flow, we know when we're kind of in that state of grace and ease, and it feels almost magical and so easy, right? And who wants more of that? Who wants more of that ease and flow and grace, for sure? And I'm going to ask again for more of you guys to turn your videos on so we can see you, because part of self-love is loving yourself enough to be seen and to show up. I do understand if you have an extenuating circumstance, like something weird is going on behind you, or you're at work or something, but try to just really dive in. So the more you dive in here, the better it's going to be for you, the more you're going to get from it. And we want to see you. We want to see your beautiful face. Hi, Bev. It's so nice to see you. Yay. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Paula. Hi, Michelle. Great to see you, ladies. I wonder if we're going to have just a goddess group here today, or if any men are going to pop in. Hi, Mimi. It's so nice to see your smiling face. Fantastic. And we have lots of other folks here, and more will probably be coming in. Plus, let's all just wave to the replay land people. Hi, replay land. Because we know a lot of people catch the replay, and that's okay too. Living conditions. Totally gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it's so important. And so I really want to congratulate you for being smart and wise enough and loving yourself enough today, right now, to say yes to this because ultimately you're ready to say yes to more of all the good stuff, right? Who wants more love? Who wants more happiness? Who wants more abundance? Raise your hand. Yeah. Is that you? Yes, bring it on, right? So today I'm going to deliver on the promises I made to you. We're going to talk about the 6 different types of self-love, and you're going to get to evaluate or reevaluate if you've done it before, your personal strengths and needs about self-love. It's not one size fits all. It's not just one thing, right? People think, oh, self-love, it's one thing. But it's like, no, there's so much more to it. We're going to do a meditation. It's kind of a short, beautiful realignment. I'm going to share a channeled message from Archangel Michael. I'm going to sprinkle lots of inspirational quotes. Who else likes inspirational quotes? I'm like, yeah, I knew it. I knew you would, Beth. I knew you would, Paula. So we're going to just have lots of that. And then at some point, I will invite you to go deeper, right, on a journey of self-love, because let's face it, an hour or so of free content is not enough for like creating this lifetime of love and abundance that you want. It's kind of like a dinner of Hershey's Kisses. We're going to have Hershey's Kiss today. We're going to have our chocolate. We're going to have our delicious taste. So do me a favor, when I get to the invitation offer, just listen with your heart, listen with an open mind, and, tune into your highest self and resist the I'm already filled up because I had a Hershey's Kiss kind of feeling. Right? So, there's also that self-sufficiency syndrome. They're like, oh, I can't, I don't need any help. I got this totally covered. And, the real truth, like look in the mirror, right, is we all need support sometimes. So you'll have a clearer sense after you do the self-assessment of whether you need the support, and you also have a clearer sense of kind of my energy and, the kind of way that I support people. And you'll get a clear sense of trust your inner guidance on that. And just let me know if you have any questions. So let's dive in, right? Let's dive into the pool of self-love. So there's a reason that you're here today. Did you guys know, those of you who are here live, did you know International Self-Love Day was even a thing? Right? I found that out a few years ago. I'm not the person who started International Self-Love Day. It also happens to be my youngest son's birthday. How cool is that? But yeah, someone decided that the day before Valentine's should be called Self-Love Day. And I just love that. Don't you love that? Right? Because we have to have the self-love, regardless of whether we're partnered or single or wanting to manifest our mate or, in whatever stage of the relationship journey. Valentine's is so much about the romantic and sexual love, and not that that's not important, but the self-love is always important, right? It's like front and center. So, and there's so many different kinds of love, and I'm a big believer that Valentine's can be about all the kinds of love, including friendship and divine love and loving your pets, and but the key is that self-love. So that's why we're here today, and that's why I do this, and I just love helping you with this. And I personally believe that every day should be International Self-Love Day. So if you agree with me, you can type that in the chat. Every day is my self-love day. Every day is my self-love day. So we're claiming that. We're naming it and we're claiming it. So you're here today because something about this resonated for you, and you've been looking at your life and going, I deserve more, right? I deserve more abundance. I deserve more love. I deserve more harmony. I deserve more of that flow that you were talking about, more of that ease, that grace, that magic, more miracles, right? And I totally get it. I went through my own challenges. I've been through bankruptcy. I was homeless. I've been through 2 divorces now. Congratulations to me. And it's so important to open your funnels for receiving and to be really authentic with who you are. And that's how you get your outer life to really be in reflection of what you desire and who you are on the inside. Does that make sense? There has to be this alignment, and it starts in here. So I am really happy to share that I was voted the #1 love attraction teacher in the world a few years back. even above The Teachers and The Secret and Abraham Hicks and all that. And I am a fan of The Secret and Abraham Hicks. I think that's really good stuff too. But I was really honored that people in 18 countries decided that one of my programs was the best manifestation program in the world the year that that one came out. I'm now living, this is my new home. You might look different. The wall is a different color. This is now my third dream home that I have manifested. And I believe that as we change, the things that we need change. Does that make sense? So like your job needs, your relationship needs, your need for your home, what kind of car you drive, even what supplements you take or your diet, right? That might change because you're changing and you're evolving. So I am all about helping you help yourself live that life of greater love and greater abundance. And, you know, I had to, in order to get there, in order to get to having $1 million business and best-selling author and all this success, and actually feeling happy and peaceful, no matter pretty much almost whatever's going on in my life. Like most people are the closest people to me. They say, Sage, you're like the most, you know, consistently content and glowy and like passionate and enthusiastic people I've ever met. I had to stop thinking that I could just, you know, changing where I lived would solve the problem, or working harder would solve the problem, or just making the right connection would solve the problem. I had to go a lot deeper. I had to get to the root causes. I had to go deeper and higher to connect with source and to really heal those core issues at the deepest level. Does that make sense? Like at those root levels. And really, ultimately, I had to make a commitment to putting myself and spirit first. Because for years, I was always putting everything out here first. And I think as women, we're totally enculturated to do that. And then we get burned out. If we keep putting ourselves on the back burner, we get burned out, right? We get depressed, sick, exhausted, resentful. We wonder why we're not happier, even though we have things in our lives that we want, that we manifested. Happiness isn't here. So I want you to type in the chat if you understand this and you agree. I am committed to putting self and spirit first. I am committed to putting self and spirit first. And this way, when you do that, you can actually give. It's not about being selfish. Archangel Michael has a great quote. He says, self-love is not being selfish, it's self-bliss. So it's not about being selfish. Sometimes we do put other people first, but it's about making sure that when we can give to others, we're doing it from a full place, and that we have our self-care and our self-celebration in place so that we can give from an overflowing state of love, and love is imbued into it, you know? So here's the thing, you know, you've been misunderstanding the problem. It's not that you're not wrong. Okay, so you can give yourself another hug. We're gonna do lots of hugs today because you've made the progress that you've made so far. So you obviously have done some things right, yes? And you want to get to that next level. And especially when you're looking at the areas in your life where you seem like you get stuck or it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, you know, those are the reflection to you that, okay, with this kind of thing, I need something different, right? I need different tools. I need different support. I need to go deeper. I need to go higher. So you thought that the problem was about the person out here or the job or losing the 20 pounds or, you know, moving into the right place or learning the right business strategy, or maybe that you just need to be more patient. How many of you guys have been that one? Like, oh, I just need to be more patient. Right? Enough of that. I can't stand the lyrics to that song. You can't hurry, love. No, you just have to wait. It's like, no, that's not true. You can actually align with love and you can be love right now. You don't have to just sit around waiting for, like, you know, waiting for the money, waiting for the love. There's things you can do. And a lot of it is inner. It's not just the outer action steps. If you take the outer action steps, but your inner alignment is in place sufficiently, the outer action steps aren't going to work. You're going to be like on a hamster wheel, on a treadmill, constantly doing and trying, but feeling like you're not actually getting anywhere. But you're working really hard and working up a sweat and going nowhere really fast. Does this sound familiar? Right? With relationships, with money, whatever it is. So the actual problem is that your ability to receive has been blocked. actual problem is that your ability to receive your blessings, that's what's been blocked. Now, I'm not going to waste our time going into why or how it got blocked, because you can do like, a couple decades of talk therapy on that. If you would like to do that. You can get a dozen different past life readings, right, to figure out like, why is it blocked? How did it get blocked? How long has it been blocked? Who cares? Honestly, I don't mean to be flip, but it really doesn't matter how it got that way. What matters is that you shift it and that you heal it. Does that make sense? Right? Okay. So here's how you shift it. You've got to get to the subconscious level. I'm also a hypnotherapist, as well as a Reiki master, an angelic healer, a shamanic healer, life coach, prosperous goddess, speaker, writer, creator of a dozen online courses, and so forth. But the hypnotherapy piece is important, or something similar to that. I use that in all of my programs. You've got to get to that subconscious. You can't just say a million affirmations and think that that's gonna solve it. I love affirmations, but you gotta go deeper. You've got to do more. The other thing is the energy. So the beliefs, especially the subconscious, and the energy. Another fun sage and Archangel Michaelism is energy is everything and everything is energy. So you could be trying to do all the right stuff, but if there's something going on with your chakras, with your heart line, with your palms for receiving, with your voice, all of these things, if there's something energetically blocked, then it's still going to be challenging. So here's another key. You need to make deeper self-love a way of life. Make it a way of life. So it's not just a fun thing that you do today. I'm glad you're here to do this today, right? But it actually needs to become a way of life. I spend literally 2 to 3 hours a day on self-care. What would your life be like? What would your life be like? Now you might think, oh, well, yeah, sure, you can do that, Sage, because you're the prosperous goddess. I'm not a multi-millionaire. I'm not even a millionaire. I've made more than $1 million in my business, but I never have $1 million in the bank. But I had to put the self-care first. The self-care comes first. Just like Oprah has a quote too about happiness. It's not like you're happy when you get all this stuff. You get happy first. That's when you get all this stuff. So if that's making sense, you can give me a nod. You can type in there like, heck yeah, heaven yes, like right on, that kind of stuff. So, the heart line is your line of energy that runs from the center of heaven to the center of the earth. The part of it that's within you is your chakras, from your crown chakra down to your first chakra. And it's this line, which can be blocked, it can be stuck, it can have clogs or bumps, or it can be really clear, radiant, vibrant. And there are practices for that. So that's kind of like your pipeline where blessings come in, where divine guidance comes in, abundance, love, it flows in from source above and also from the earth upwards from below. So both the masculine and the feminine energies. So imagine how flowing, right? It's like, wow. So I really believe that self-love is the foundation for a life of love and for a love of life. So self-love is radical. You might wonder, like, what does that word radical mean? It's not about politics per se. It's that it's radical to really take a stand for loving yourself. Because at first, some people might resent that. So the people who've been like taking from you, that you've been like giving, boundary issues, right? When you stand for yourself and you're like, actually, no, I'm not going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and take you to the airport. You could do an Uber, right? You can do a Lyft. Like, you don't actually need me to do that, right? Whatever it looks like. Sometimes we have issues with our mothers. I do mother wound healing too, because that's very common. But whoever it is in your life, you need to have those healthy boundaries. And when you start to stand up for yourself, for your needs and your desires, it can be a little bit of a push where people are like, what? I'm not used to that. So it seems radical. And Walt Whitman, here's a fun quote, was way back, right? I love poetry. And Walt Whitman said, I celebrate myself and sing myself. And when he first said that in a poem, people were outraged. They were freaked out. They were like, who the hell does he think he is? Have you ever heard someone give you that kind of feedback of who do you think you are? Like, you know who I think I am? I am me. And I'm amazing and I'm beautiful. And you are also amazing and beautiful, right? Everyone is beautiful and is a genius. Some people have forgotten that and they're not acting from that place. But when we act from that place of knowing that we're just as lovable and we're just as worthy as any other human being ever made, and we are worthy and deserving of a life of freedom, financial freedom, emotional freedom, location freedom, time freedom, energy freedom, and abundance and love, it changes everything. It really does. So we're going to jump into the 6 types of self-love now. Who's ready for that? Take a look at the 6, right? Okay, perfect. So now what you need is a pen, or you can type this if you want to be digital. Sometimes I like to be old-fashioned and have a pen and a journal. Any kind of paper will do. And as I'm sharing about these 6 types of self-love, I want you to just intuitively give yourself a score from 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being like, oh, I'm so strong and good in this department. I totally am doing great. I just need to keep it up. And 1 being like, oh my God, like I can't even like imagine like what that would be for me. I'm so disconnected from that, or it's been so long since I've really, experienced or felt that. So, and you might have lots of scores like kind of in the middle between 1 and 10, but whatever. Trust yourself. So the first type of self-love is body love. It's body love. It's loving your body. It's body happiness. It could be weight happiness. It's also about that physical self-care, listening to your body, pleasure, sensuality, sexuality, body bliss. Okay, so body bliss. Give yourself a score from 1 to 10. Think about not just how you feel today, but like in general, like typically like for like the last, month or so. And you can type it in the chat too. If you like, you can type body and then give a number. That way you'll remember it too. So I'm curious what your scores are for that. Hi, Medea. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Annie. Hi, Gail. So good to see you. Awesome. So I'm seeing some 5s, some 4s, 7s. Oh, okay. So a little bit of distinction between the body and then sexuality. So maybe kind of weave that in together then. Right? Okay, right. So there's definitely another level for that. One of my fun phrases lately is pleasure yourself while you treasure yourself. Play with that one, huh? We're not going to get XXX rated here today together. You have to pay a lot more for that, right? But just play with that concept of pleasure yourself while you treasure yourself. So the next category, the second type, is self-loving thoughts. Self-loving thoughts. So how much of the time are your thoughts to yourself positive, encouraging? This is about self-celebration, being your inner cheerleader. It's also about clarity about what you desire, like mentally giving yourself permission to dream big enough, to really ask for what you want, with your thoughts. And Gandhi had a great quote: happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. So how are you doing on your self-loving thoughts? So I'm seeing a 2, a 4, a 3, a 7, 5, a 5, a 4, a 5. Yeah. So this one is a little bit even lower, right, than the body one. And I think most of us as women, like, we're more sort of conscious of the body issues. It doesn't mean that we're at a 10 or even a 9 or an 8, but we're more conscious about it. I have a funny story to tell you. For the body love, sometimes we get manis or petties, right? Who else likes to get a mani or petty sometimes? So the last time I got a mani and petty, I just looked around and there were 7 other women getting their petties. I think most of them were petties. And you know what 5 of them were doing? They were on their cell phones. Ladies, I'm not making this up. They were on their cell phones. They weren't even fully present. You are driving to a place, you are paying someone money, you are scheduling this. This is a special thing that you don't do probably every week or every day. Maybe you do once a month or once a year, or whatever it is, right? And they're still like this in their heads going, beep, 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 beep. And I was like, my God, can you just be present for this? Someone is here. It's like, and I also noticed this sort of racism, because it was like all Asian women, providing the service, and almost all Caucasian ones, one Black woman, and the rest were all Caucasian receiving. And I'm like, the way I receive a mani and pedi, I'm constantly thanking the person, and I'm kind of sitting there closing my eyes going, oh my God, yes. I'm like fully present, like this is a special thing, I'm being pampered, but it's so funny. But then the self-loving thoughts, there was a psychological study that actually, this was the American Psychological Association found years ago, that 75% of people's thoughts are A, negative, and B, repetitive. What that means is that 75% of the time, people are in a negative loop. They're worrying, or they're beating themselves up. They're living in the past or the future, but with a negative lens. Okay? Worry is negative prayer. It's not the same thing as taking a healthy action based on a real concern. But most people are worried, or they're judging themselves. So the negative thoughts, it's so important to get rid of that stinking thinking and really be this cheerleader celebrating yourself and being your own inner best friend. One of my quotes is, the distance between you and bliss, between you and abundance, between you and love is just one grateful, heartful, nowful thought. So if you gave yourself permission right now to have that kind of thought, what would you say to yourself? Go ahead and type that. What's that message of love that your inner cheerleader has for you, for your human self? What's that message? Give yourself that message. So you can see there's some work to do in that department, right? So the next category is heart happiness. And so this is emotional self-love, of self-treasuring. It's like your emotional resilience, your forgiveness, and that means your ability to forgive not only other people as appropriate, you can still have boundaries and forgive, but also forgiving yourself. And it's also about gratitude. So this is like heart happiness, self-love. And it relates to your relationships in the sense of compliments and how well you receive. How well you receive compliments symbolizes how well you receive love. And as Ellen Cohen said, we need to practice being a wide receiver. So whereas the self-loving thoughts, that's more like your inner mind chatter, the heart happiness is like, what's your emotional, status? Where are you on that emotional meter from a 1 to a 10 of feeling happy and feeling self-love? So we're seeing some 3s. Yeah, you got up early to be on the call. Woohoo! 3, 7, 9, 7. Okay, doing a little bit better in that department. Some of you, at least some of the time, but it's good to, that's why this assessment is so helpful, and actually to redo it periodically. So relationships is the next one. Relationships and intimacy. So this is really where you're looking at, are your relationships reflecting self-love? To what degree are your relationships with people? This means your romantic and sexual relationships, but also your family relationships, your friends, your relationships with your coworkers, your boss, your clients, your neighbors, all of your relationships. To what degree is that reflecting self-love? Is that in alignment or not in alignment with your actual deepest self-love? So a 10 would be, yes, it's absolutely all of my relationships, hardly anyone's 10. And a 1 would be like, oh my God, all my relationships, people seem to treat me like shit, and I just don't know how to get that to change. And, so taking a look at your self-confidence, your ability to have healthy boundaries and healthy communication, and have harmony in your relationships, and really just nurture the relationships that nurture you. So where are you with relationships? So I'm seeing some 2s, some 1s. So some of them are really low in the bottom. I'm seeing a 7. That's pretty good. You're the leader of the pack there, Therese. With a 7, a 6, a 1. Yeah, Medea is a 7. Okay, there's a and a 1. Yeah, and the 7 and a 1, you would maybe blend those together for like a 3 or a 4. Yeah, so there's a lot to shift with that. The next category is your spirituality, self-love. So this is about your self-transformation. It's about your consistency with your commitment to your spiritual practice, your presence, and your peacefulness. So that no matter what's going on out here, no matter how healthy or wealthy you are, no matter what's going on in your relationships, that you feel connected to your source, you feel spiritually like you're listening to your intuition, your highest self, and that's your spirituality, self-love. So where's your score on that? And then we have one more category. So lots of scores on that. Okay, awesome. And the last one is self-empowerment and having a successful, balanced life. So this is your abundance category. This is your living your purpose. So where are you with that? This is like your boldness and your prosperity. Successful, balanced life. Khalil Gibran, beautiful mystic poet, said, work is love made visible. And I add to that, work is love in action. When you're really doing what your creator put you here to do, like I'm doing today. Like I can't imagine a more fun thing to do today than to be here with all of you. Your work doesn't feel like work. It literally, it feels like love. It feels like joy. It feels like flow, and it fills your heart. So I'm so passionate about helping people get to that stage of life. So 3s, I'm seeing 4s all over the place, right? Okay, so now add up your 6 totals. So you're adding up your 6 totals for body, thoughts, heart happiness, spirituality, relationships and intimacy, and successful balanced life. And the maximum score would be a 60. And of course, the minimum would be like a 6. So scores probably between those two. And let's see what you guys got. I'm going to look for your totals. And I'm going to take you in just a few minutes through 2 more self-love experiences. But first, and I am going to tell you about my fabulous invitation for you so you can make this deep, radical, and joyous self-love a way of life and truly transform inside and out. And it'll take maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes, depending upon how many questions you guys have. And only about a third of you are probably going to take me up on this invitation and offer, and that's totally fine. I'm totally okay with that. I know that it's perfect for whoever it's perfect for. And in fact, as you're here listening to all of this, your intuition has already kicked in and you already know if this is for you, right? So that's great. So I'm seeing scores between 10. I'm looking for the totals now. So a lot of them are kind of in the 20s, 30s, 40s. Okay, perfect. Right, and that, that's totally normal and totally understandable. Your self-love needs to be embedded. So it's not just like a thing that you do sometimes, or, even when I'm spending my 2 or 3 hours of self-care, my self-love also surfaces in my conversations with my 90-year-old mother who lives with me, my 21-year-old son who lives with me, with my ex-husband, with my clients, right? With just everything. It's embedded into how I cook and what I eat and how I move and how I sleep and what I do before I go to bed and what I do first thing in the morning. It's embedded and integrated. And you need to be the star of your own life. You really deserve that. You deserve to open these divine floodgates of love and health and happiness. And that's why I created a program. I didn't want to tell you about it. It's called Radiant Radical Self-Love Intensive. So today we have the Playshop. And today's our chocolate experience, right? And then the intensive is the complete meal and the complete banquet for self-love. And I mentioned that there are 7 keys. You might have heard me talk about 7 keys. 6 of them are those self-love categories that we just looked at. So getting really good and learning to master all of those and enhance all of those 6. The 7th key is really getting the right support and the right tools so that you can have consistency, so you can really make your positive changes. But before I even tell you about the program, let me just tell you about some of the bonuses that are normally not in the program, because personally, I feel like the bonuses are insanely thrilling for the diamond level, for the VIP diamond. So one bonus is the vision board, golden portal vision board training with Archangel Michael. And this helps you shift your beliefs and get that focus and that clarity. That's one bonus. Another bonus is, this is the huge bonus, is actually a VIP day. So it's a 3-hour, very small group, no more than 15 people, probably more like 5 or 10 people. It's a very, very intimate, deep dive VIP day where you are guaranteed personal support to really go deep with your issues that have been blocking your self-love and your ability to receive. So that is a very, very special experience. That VIP retreat alone is worth $1,500. And don't worry, the whole program is not $1,500. We'll get to that, the pricing in a minute. But I want you to just see the bonuses, because it's like, oh my God, even if all you did was the bonuses, it'd be worth it. Another bonus with the VIP Diamond is your name is on my altar for 2 months. I'm doing Reiki and I'm doing prayers, and we talked about energy. And so this is energetic support. Another bonus for the energetic support is I'm doing a special divine yin yang Reiki remote transmission. That's just for you, Diamond VIP, whoever's in there. And this has to do with balancing your masculine and feminine energies. So if you feel like you're maybe out of balance with that, or you feel like your inner sacred partners need to find each other so that you can improve your relationships out here, and also just so that you can both be accessing your intuitive, creative, feminine, flowing side, as well as your take action, powerful warrior, masculine side, you're going to love that special Reiki session. So I just want to give you an example. Priscilla, who's in Malaysia, when we really addressed these issues and cleared out those blocks and helped her open and go deeper with her self-love, she actually took her business income increased by 17-fold. I'm not making that up. In 2 months, it took about 2.5 months. Her business went from like a few $100s a month to many thousands of dollars a month, 17-fold. And she totally credited it to this. Another example is Amy. Amy actually came to a self-love retreat, an in-person retreat with me. And what shifted for her is she was able to say yes to love. She had a man in her life who wanted to commit to her, and she was really stuck and unsure and scared. And by the end of the retreat, she knew that she was going to say yes to him, and they've been married now for 12 years. And they have 2 beautiful children. And I'm so happy of it. I love seeing the Facebook posts. So these are just some examples, of what can happen. I haven't told you how much the self-love program is, and I can hear some of your objections, right? Because there's so many choices out there. So one objection you might have is I don't have time, right? So I want to let you know that you actually have lifetime access. So you can work at your own pace. You can start when you want. You can do a little bit here and then dive in more there. And, really the deeper answer to that question though is, when are you going to put yourself first, right? You might have all these other things that you're doing or thinking of doing, but do you deserve to put yourself first, to actually have self-love, be like, this is what I'm doing, So another objection might be, I don't have money, right? And I know it's COVID times and people have various, financial things, and that's a real thing. I totally understand that. Archangel Michael talks about the delusion, confusion, illusion that we all have, which is like an old story that's doing the talking. And the thing is, the self-love blocks are the cause of why you don't feel like you have enough money. And they're the cause of your financial challenges. So the solution is to open your capacity to receive more of the blessings from the universe. And that's exactly what we're going to help you do. So another objection might be, I'm already in yada, 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 a number of programs, right? And that's fine. And maybe some of them are totally awesome for you, and that's great. And I'm glad that you're doing them. And some of them maybe aren't so awesome. But what's different here is this is about that inner alignment, and this is about helping you receive. So until you really have that, no amount of strategies and actions and like doing and like more head-based stuff is really going to get you the results. So this is for those of you who really want to make that commitment to yourself and spirit first in this way. The investment is $597, and you do have lifetime access to resources. You also have lifetime access to the private Facebook group. We have a payment plan. It's 233 times 3 for the payment plan. That is all for the live diamond level with all the bonuses I was talking about, plus meditations, and 9 modules about self-love that cover everything that we've been talking about in much more depth in a really fun, but also really deep and transformational way. The bonuses alone have a value of $2,700. And let me also say, the website is radiantradicalselflove.com, radiantradicalselflove.com. We also have a more affordable level for those who don't want or are unable to do the diamond level. And you can also do that choice too, which is only, I think it's $197. You can look at the website. I believe it's $197 for that one. And there's a payment plan for that one also. I think it's like 111 times 2. I'm pretty sure I have to look at it again. But it's much more easy price point. Somebody was asking me the question, if you need to start with the lower level, can you upgrade? Yes, you can. And if we haven't filled all the 15 spots for the VIP retreat, then you can still upgrade and get the VIP Diamond Retreat. So if all you can do right now is the more affordable one, then at least jump in for that. And then maybe you'll be able to upgrade, right? Or maybe you won't need to upgrade and you'll just be happy with that one. Totally fine. So another thing I'm just going to say for you guys real quick, and then we're going to jump into our 2 other self-love experiences today, is this isn't even on the website, but for those of you who enroll now while we're here in the Playshop, or for the first 5 people, definitely if you're enrolling while you're here in the Playshop, and also if it's the first 5 people even afterwards, then this bonus will apply too, which is a Divine Clarity private session with me. And that's for the diamond level. Okay, so that's a private session with me, about 45 minutes long, and I normally charge $600 an hour. So I just really want to support you as much as possible. And I also want to support those of you who are action takers and who are listening to your intuition and loving yourself enough to say, yes, I deserve to receive this. I deserve to have a self-love program to help me do all this. So there you go. And any questions, please let me know. You can type questions. I will stick around when we're done with all of our experiences here today. I will stick around for a while to answer more questions. If you have any questions about the program, you can also email me, sage@prosperousgoddess.com. Okay. So I want to share a song with you. Thank you, Michelle. That's such a cool question. Michelle is asking, am I already sending Reiki to you? Yes, I created a ritual space before I came on with all of you live. So you're already, if you're already feeling like, wow, why does it feel so kind of tingly and yummy here? Right? Are you noticing something? You must have been noticing some kind of energy that caused you to ask that. So yeah, there's a sacred container of angelic blessings and Reiki and lots of goodness coming your way. So yeah, thank you. And some of you guys already have access to the Radiant Radical Self-Love Intensive. And if you have the basic course and you want to touch in with me about upgrading so you can come to the VIP retreat and get those other bonuses at the diamond level. I mean, diamond level never existed before until today. You're the first ones to ever hear about it. You can just email me or Facebook message me and we can work something out for the upgrade for you guys. But for a lot of you, you've never heard of this before, right? So it's like, it's all divine timing. All right. So I have you're very welcome. Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Michelle, your name was coming strongly to me this morning. So good. Okay, Medea. Oh my God, I'm so happy you're here. Carolyn, Nancy, anybody who has any questions, feel free to let me know. And I'm seeing some names I haven't seen for a while. Sarah and Beatrice and Paula and Shirley and Sandy and Marlene, Tara, Carol, Debbie. I feel like I should see your video. Dawn, Petra. It is a goddess party. Wow, not one single guy. The guys were allowed to come to this, you know. But I do attract women. So we're going to do a fun song, and then we're going to have 2 more beautiful immersion experiences here, or at least taste. Get your Hershey's Kiss ready. In fact, you can dive in with your Hershey's Kiss anytime, or your chocolate, or your drink, your celebration. I don't eat a lot of sugar, but like 1 Hershey's Kiss, there's really not that much sugar. So cheers. A song. Joy and peace and love and light. Joy and peace and love and light. Joy and peace and love and light. Joy and peace and love. And you can unmute yourself if you want to sing along. Joy and peace and love and light. Joy and peace and love and light. Joy and peace and love and light. Joy and peace and love. Health and wealth and love and light. Health and wealth and love and light. Health and wealth and love and light. Health and wealth and love. Joy and peace and love and light. Health and wealth and love and light. Joy and peace and love and light. Health and wealth and love. Woo! Thank you for allowing me to sing with you. Beautiful. So how does that feel? I hope that uplifted you. And now we're going to do a moving self-love meditation. You can do it sitting or standing. This is a type of movement that we call a heart bridge. So it's flowing energy. We talked about the heart line, right? This is also helping to clear that heart line, and it's also helping to open your heart, which is very important. So the movement we're going to be doing is like this, like a heart. Like you're literally kind of starting at your heart, and you're opening your wings, thinking about opening your heart wings, and then you're scooping in divine energy from heaven. You're coming down into your heart, and we're going to do 3 of those, and then we're going to do 3 heart breaths with the hands over the heart, and then we're going to reverse the direction, and we're going to do, because we were going out and then in, and now we're going to go up and then out. So you'll see if you just kind of follow along what I'm doing, you'll get it. Start by focusing on our hearts. And breathe into that beautiful self-love. The love that your Creator has for you. You're breathing love into your heart. Say hello to a gorgeous light in your heart. It might be pink or white or golden or rainbow. And say hello to the love that you truly are, and all the love that is your divine birthright. And then open your eyes and open your wings of love and reach up to heaven and bring down from heaven straight into your crown, scooping in with this heart, the love into your heart. And you can take as many of those heart breaths as you need. We recommend at least 3. You can do more if you like. Breathing in this divine love. It's okay to make sounds too. And now we're going to have 3 heart breaths. And you can also do this by looking in a mirror or looking at a picture of yourself with your eyes open or closed, sitting or standing. Taking 3 heart breaths, just allowing yourself to be in this pool of love in your heart. And any other emotions that come, just let them come and flow. And love yourself no matter what you're feeling. Remembering that love is your center and love is your container. And every other aspect of your life, every experience you have is an opportunity to return to the love. Beautiful. And now we're going to switch the direction, so you're starting with your hands together in front of your heart. And as you're breathing in, your hands come up and then they kind of switch outward like this. And then you scoop down, and it's like you're scooping down to the earth. Your hands come down to the center of the earth, and you're breathing up the energy from the earth. Like a fountain of love light is coming out of your head. And these are earth love breaths. Breathing up the energy from Mother Earth and out. And you can feel it breathing into your feet, into your first chakra, into your heart, and out. Good. All right. And this completes our moving meditation of love. And we brought in heavenly love. We brought in divine love from the earth. And we focused on the love that's already here within us. And sometimes when we dive into our heart healing practices, sometimes we just feel the joy and the peace and the bliss. Other times we might feel other emotions that are like sadness or fear or grief. And those are the emotions that are kind of floating around in our emotional energy center that we need to heal and that we need to feel. It's kind of like feel it so that you can heal it, but just feeling it in a sort of like letting it control you kind of way is not healthy, because that could be like depression or stuckness, right? Feeling it in a sense where you have a container of support, which is a lot of what I'm offering to you and that we have here today in a smaller way, right? In our sacred circle. And it's important to feel supported and to feel held and seen and nurtured, to feel safe, right? Does that make sense? To feel safe, to let yourself feel your feelings, because your life experiences so far, some of them have told you that you're not safe, right? And it's not safe to feel or express or to take up the space or to ask for what you want or to express what you want. So I'm curious to hear how you all are feeling right now. And if anyone has any kind of question, I'd love for you to just speak up and ask your question. It could be about the program. It could also just be about anything that you've learned or experienced here today, anything related to self-love. So Tara had a question: how does one crawl out of depression? So that's a great question. And I've had probably, I've had 3 times in my life when I was like bona fide depressed, like not just like having a bad day or week, but like depressed. I almost gave up on life at one point. And what I can tell you is that you really have to get support, but you have to get the right support. Okay. And it helps to have 1 or 2 or 3 family members or friends that you feel safe to talk to about things. And it's really essential to receive the support. All 3 times that I was depressed, I had to have psychotherapy or some kind of counseling. I also had spiritual healing. I did a tremendous amount of self-love and self-healing. If this program had existed at the time, I would have jumped in it and jumped on it like that. Like, oh my God, this is exactly what I need. The radiant radical self-love immersion that I'm inviting you to, that is really good for people who are having a lot of emotional stuff coming up, whether it's sadness or grief or depression. But it's also good for people who just feel like, there's more, there's more to life. There's something missing, and maybe you can't even put your finger on it, or you can identify it, but you just don't know how to get there, right? You don't know how to make that happen for you. You kind of see it happen for other people, but you're like, wait, how do I access that? And you might feel a little bit like the little Matchbox girl, kind of with your nose against the window, looking at all the people in there with all these treasures and feasts, and like, wait, why am I left out over here? So, or some of my clients and students also have the love in place, or they have the health in place, or they have the money in place, or the outer kind of evidences of a good life in place, but in here it's not working, right? Like, it's like in here it's not lighting them up. Something is missing. So that's this will really, really, really help. Yes, and hurt can definitely cause an issue with self-love. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, the self-love is, you can be working on other things concurrently too, for sure, which is why we have such a multifaceted program here. We're really helping you through all 6 of those aspects, right? So usually emotional hurt is usually in response to a relationship issue of some kind, most of the time, but it could be from something else too. And if you want to, you can tell me a little bit more about your situation, and I'm happy to give some recommendations. Beverly feels calm. Thank you, beautiful sage. Oh, you're so welcome. Michelle feels relaxed and receiving energy and feels energized and grateful. Debbie, exactly. And Debbie, this is so for you. Totally getting a yes for your own. Check in with yourself. And if you're getting a yes, jump in. There is more to life than this sort of flat tire feeling. Yeah, exactly. You deserve to wake up feeling somewhere between content and blissful, ecstatic, excited, like somewhere in that range. Sometimes happiness isn't like, yay, wee, hooray, hooray. Like today, I woke up like that today because I get to do this with you, because I'm living my purpose and I'm helping you, right? But sometimes happiness is a contentment, and it's just this kind of peaceful sense that these are the things that are right in my life and in my world, and I'm going to focus on those, and those fill me up. They fill my cup, and these are the things that I can improve. And I know that I have faith in myself, and I have faith in my universe, and I have what it takes. This is a confidence. I can say this because I've been doing this work for 20 something years. I know that I have what it takes. I am so resilient, and I am so plugged into my resources, inner and outer. And anytime I need more resources out here, I manifest them, and then I say yes to them, and I use them. Maybe I'm not 100%, but I'm somewhere in the 90th percentile on all this stuff, really. So I'd love to help you with that. Yeah, the bipolar mom, totally. Yeah, absolutely. And your child's father. Yeah, dealing with people in a family who have mental illness can be extremely challenging and damaging to our self-confidence, our aura, our energy, our self-esteem, and just draining, energetically so draining. So this will be really, really, really good for you, for sure. And I'm kind of getting for you, Medea, to do the basic level, the 187 level. It feels like that's the right choice for you. Debbie, I'm kind of getting the VIP level for you. You know, trust where you get to, ladies, right? But that's kind of my head. Yeah. Any other questions or sharings? All right. And you're welcome, Nancy. I'm so glad. So now I want to share with you guys the channel message. Who's ready for the channel message from Archangel Michael about self-love? And so enjoy this. And you might want to close your eyes and just kind of picture Archangel Michael here speaking directly to you and standing before you and imbuing this wisdom into you as we share this with you. He says I can share with you. I have this beautiful statue of him here. Here he is. Thank you, Archangel Michael. Hey. This is Archangel Michael, and today I want to talk to you about love. Not the romantic, gooey, puppy dog-eyed sexual love, not the protective, tender love you feel for your child or your pets, not the agape love you feel for all of humanity and the world, not the warm, glowing love you feel for a long-term friend who's been there for you through thick and thin. Not even the higher love two sacred partners co-create in passion and compassion as they light the world together. No, I'm talking to you today about the most important love of them all. The one love that makes all the other forms of love seem like icing on the cake. I want to talk to you about the cake. The butter, the batter, the better part of you. I'm talking about self-love. Self-love. Now, here's the thing. You think you love yourself. I know you do. Sometimes you do love yourself. But you don't love yourself enough. I know you don't. When's the last time you took a whole day or a whole weekend off just to do nothing? When you're healthy. Whatever your definition of doing nothing is, maybe it's lying around, reading, napping, sleeping late, watching fun movies, journaling, or just watching the rain trickle down the window pane, smelling the flowers. When's the last time you thanked every part of your body with gratitude and appreciation? I thought so. When's the last time you wrote a love letter to yourself? Mailed yourself a card or cooked a meal for yourself, a 3-course meal, as if you were the most important person in the world, someone that you wanted to honor and impress? When's the last time you scheduled a date with yourself and had a blast celebrating you? An at-home date with yourself, an adventure day? When's the last time you took yourself on vacation without feeling guilty? You've been giving and doing and running and working and managing and not putting yourself first. And this is why we're having this conversation. You need more downtime and clown time. You need to do nothing. You need to be goofy. You need more gown time and crown time. You need to dress up. You need to treat yourself like royalty. You need to eat off the good dishes now. Wear the good jewelry now. Love yourself now. And you absolutely need to put yourself first, because by doing so, you're also modeling this for others and you're inspiring them to love themselves too. Because what brings you bliss is a blessing for the world. Brings you bliss is a blessing for the world. What brings you bliss is a blessing for the world. So are you ready? Are you ready for your blessings? And are you ready for your blessings? Say yes to yourself and receive. Say yes to your universe right now. Receive your blessings now. Your blessings bring you blessings, and your blessings bring you blessings. And now is your time. And now, so receive. And this is Archangel Michael. I'm not signing off or signing out. I'm still here with you, always. I'm handing the mic back to Sage with love. Oh. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Archangel Michael. Our blessings bring us blessings, and our blessings bring us blessings. And now is our time to receive. Hey, everybody, type into the chat, what brings me bliss is a blessing for the world. What brings me bliss is a blessing for the world. I really want to type that myself because I think that's so important. What brings me bliss is a blessing for the world. Really feel that. What stood out for you from that just now, dear ones? What stood out for you from the channeled message, from the heart opening, wing opening, earth and heaven heart meditation, from your self-assessment? What discoveries did you just make in this hour or so that we've had together? What discoveries did you just make? What important reminders did you get? What commitment are you going to make to your self-love? Whether that's joining us, it's radiantradicalselflove.com. I'll type that in here. radiantradicalselflove.com, or whatever it is that you need to do, and or for your self-love, to say yes to your blessings and your blessings. Really live your best life, because I know that you deserve it. What's more important, though, is that you know that you deserve it, that you know that you feel, and that you take inspired action based on this knowing and this feeling that you deserve all the very best in life. You deserve the pleasures and treasures. You deserve the abundance. You deserve the success. You deserve the love, and you deserve to feel happy 90-something% of the time. I live that way. I truly do. You can ask anybody who knows me. That's how I live. 90-something% of the time, I am happy. The rest of the time, I stop and I go, oh, wow, I'm feeling really, so what do I need to do about that? And I let myself feel my feelings. I do some journaling, I do some prayer, I do some self-love practices. I ask, I listen, I let myself feel it, and I adjust whatever I need to, because there's a reason that I was feeling that, right? And I make whatever adjustments I need to. But the self-love is such a core of my lifestyle, and it's going to be for the rest of my life. And I'm on a mission. I am on a mission. Who's seen the Blues Brothers? I'm on a mission from God. I am on a mission to help like millions or billions of people live this way, including you. So I'm so honored that you spent some time with me and Archangel Michael and your guides and your highest self and your inner cheerleader and all these parts of you today, whom you get to know better and you get to connect with more. The VIP retreat, some of you guys are asking me questions. The VIP retreat is on the 25th of this month, and it's 3 hours long. The exact time hasn't been set because I'm going to wait to see what time you need it to be. So I will set the time according to all the diamond students, according to what you guys need. Yeah. So what brings me bliss is a blessing for the world. Oh, Debbie, that doesn't sound like that. Yeah, oh my goodness. Nancy says, I feel happy and open to feeling it even more. Kathy's feeling contentment, learning to devote the time for self-love. Yeah. And what happens is life can kind of pull us off track, right? And other people, even people who love us and who mean well, but things can happen. And so really boosting your inner commitment on a consistent basis, that's exactly what the intensive is going to help you do. and you have lifetime access. When I say lifetime, I mean for as long as, you know, whatever, your life, my life, as long as there's an internet, you know, that kind of thing. But you really have like unlimited access to the resources. And some of the meditations in there are just so life-changing. One of them is called the Heartlight Meditation. It's 12 minutes long, and I've had my students actually set it as their alarm clock so that they wake up to it every day. I've had other people use it with their partners to improve their relationship as a tantric practice. You can use it to manifest your divine right mate. You do it at the soul level with your divine right mate. I have all these practices about manifesting your sacred partner. So yeah, so the VIP level, again, it's $597 total for the one pay, or it's 3 payments of $233. And you can just grab a spot on radiantradicalselflove.com and go to the diamond section. It'll show you there's a self-study is the other one that's called self-study. That's the 197 one. And then the VIP has everything that the self-study has, but also has the VIP retreat and the vision board course and the yin yang, divine feminine and masculine Reiki activation transmission session, and the 2 months worth of prayer and Reiki support. And I'm probably forgetting 1 or 2 other things. Oh, and the Divine Clarity one-on-one session with me if you sign up now while we're in the Playshop, or if you're one of the first 5 to jump in for the diamond. Wonderful. So it's such a joy to be here with all of you. Thank you for being here. I am delighted to be here with you. Thank you for loving yourself, and give yourself another big juicy hug. You loved yourself enough to show up for yourself today, and that means something. Give yourself some kisses. Give yourself love and hugs and kisses. Yay! And it's time for you to make yourself love a way of life. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend and day. And I'm here if you have any questions. You can email me at sage@prosperousgoddess.com. And please feel free to share this. You can share the replay if you loved it and you're like, oh, I can think of some other people who can really benefit from this Playshop. Feel free to send them the link to it. And it'll be on my YouTube as well. So I'll see you guys over at my Facebook. Those of you who join either the self-study or the VIP Diamond Radiant Radical Self-Love Immersion, you will have, you'll get to be in the Transformation Tribe Facebook group too. And then some of my free Facebook groups are like Be a Prosperous Goddess, and there's some other ones too. So feel free to message me if you have any questions. And thank you so much for the opportunity to share with you today. Remember that you are love, and you are loved, you are loving, and you are lovable. And I love you. Bye for now, everybody. Thanks for being here. What a joy. Love you. See you soon.